Hello, my fellow Americans and international friends, and welcome back into the Cal Report. Today is December 10th, 2025. I'm going to give quick credit to Tucker Carlson for this next clip because he aired this on a recent episode of his podcast.
Buying a home has never been harder. The average first time buyer is now 40 years old. And it's more expensive to own. Nationally, the median price of a home is $415,000, up more than 50% since 2019. If you buy that average price home now, the payment is roughly $2,000 a month. When you pay it off in 30 years, it would have cost you about $657,000. Just 6 years ago, you'd have paid $1,500 a month and about $563,000 total. The dream of owning a home is causing some Americans to rethink important milestones. A new survey by Coldwell Banker finds 71% of aspiring homeowners are postponing at least one life decision, like getting married, having kids, or making career moves until they can afford to buy a home.
When it comes to the affordability issue, we're not talking about being able to afford a Cracker Jack box and a 12-story building right on top of a busy intersection with a McDonald's and a Carl's Jr. Great options. I think if conservative candidates do not pivot on that issue, Gen Z and millennial voters will absolutely continue to vote for socialist candidates. The Republican Party, if they want to be successful in the midterms in 2026, they have to hammer home this issue on affordability because it's a very real thing. And if they don't hammer this home, they're going to get beat in the midterms. But Cal Matters actually put out a piece talking about the cost of living in California, buying a home in California, and average salaries, that kind of stuff. And obviously, everybody knows that it's very hard to be able to afford a home in California, but they even mentioned that in the late 1960s, the value of the typical California home was more than 4 times the average household's income. Today, it's worth more than 11 times what the average household makes. That's a very significant increase. So, obviously, wages haven't kept up enough for people to buy a home in California, and that's why so many people have left. One thing that you won't see in any of these statistics and in any article that you read is that the illegals, the amount of illegals that are here, are partially to blame for all these numbers that continue to skyrocket. So the median California home is priced nearly 2.5 times higher than the median national home. And I check usdebtclock.org all the time just to get a sense of the numbers and what we're dealing with here. So in the state of California right now, we've got 38.7 million people. 1,051,497 people currently unemployed in our state. 5,520,613 people are currently on food stamps, aka living off the government tit, and average debt per citizen is $15,891. So the average person is carrying almost $16,000 worth of debt. Average, right? It's kind of funny to me. I don't really get it, but the reality is when you mention the word Trump in California, he's like a mean dog. They're afraid of him. It's like, oh, Trump, Sacramento has been largely controlled by the Democrat Party for the last 3 decades. I mean, they even now they still have a super majority. But when you take a look at the state assembly, the state senate, the governor, and the lieutenant governor, with the exception of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, by the way, was not a true conservative in my opinion. He was a very super moderate Republican. So I don't really count him as a conservative. I thought that one of the worst things he ever did was say that the jungle primary system, Prop 14, would be better for the state of California to have the top 2 vote getters in elections, regardless of political party, make it to the general election. So, in a lot of cases, you'll have 2 Democrats facing each other, which is absolutely ridiculous when you add in the fact that illegals can benefit a lot more than the average American living in California, a person that was born here, raised here, and was raised with the idea of the American dream and wanting to have a piece of the American dream, like owning a home, having a family. It's an absolute shame that the average American cannot do that anymore in California because of what the Democrat Party has done to the state. It's amazing to me because a lot of Democrat voters will blame Trump for this, blame Trump for that. And it's like if they didn't agree with something that he did, but it's like, and I'm talking about what's going on here. I'm talking about the average California Democrat voter here. And it's like, well, what are you complaining about? You've had full control of the state government here for decades. And you're talking about the issue of affordability, you're talking about national security, and you're talking about crime. Well, look what's happening in Sacramento. Look at all the legislation that they've been passing in Sacramento. And you cannot tell me with a straight face that that is all Trump's fault. No, It is Newscom's fault. The Joker. You ever heard of him?
Hi, my name is Gavin Newscomb, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm the useless piece of shit responsible for your home burning down. So just keep giving me your insanely high taxes and keep voting Democrat so I can keep burning this motherfucking place to the ground. Thank you.
My personal opinion is that 2026 is the last year, California's last chance at turning the place around as far as electing the right people into statewide positions as well as local positions. Because if the California voters does not elect the right people, then I do believe that this place is finished because you cannot have a state government. And by the way, $18 billion in debt, that's just what they're telling us. Okay, I'm sure that there's a lot more that they're not telling you, but we do know that there's an $18 billion deficit. Just in the last 4 years, the current budget for Orange County has gone up by $3 billion with a B, $3 billion in spending. And we're just one county out of 58 counties in the entire state of California. So you cannot tell me that that's not dangerous. We are headed for a dangerous financial cliff in the whole state of California. Cities, counties, and the state government. It does not look good, even for the city of Orange. I mean, just in a couple years' time, I'm looking at their numbers. It doesn't look good. It honestly looks like it's headed towards bankruptcy. 2026 is California's last chance for everything. That's it for today. Really appreciate you guys watching my video. As always, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, or please subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate it, guys. That's what's going on in California. Hey, God bless. Take care. And I'll see you all next time.